Howdy guys, I'm AutoEdits Jason. Quick question for you. Does this Tahoe make my Jeep look big? Curious. Today, I'm gonna do a quick comparison that you guys might find interesting between these two vehicles, and I'm gonna show off a few little products on how to freshen up and maybe clean up a new project vehicle. VHS, head on up this hill. We don't seem to be in four-wheel drive. So here's a quick rundown of what we have here. It's a 1995 Chevy Tahoe 4x4, four-door, and it's the vehicle that I picked up when I took Joe's Jeep back up to Northern California to drop that off at his house. Bought it off of Craigslist, sight unseen, just was like, I like this, got it for 800 bucks, and was gonna just roadkill it home and then get rid of it. But I accidentally fell in love with the thing. So here it sits, and I'm considering strongly turning this into a project vehicle here on the channel, and I'm looking for some input from you guys on what to do with it. Now, it's not going to replace the Jeep in capability wise. It's too far for me in what I want to do to it to make it as capable as this. Doing a solid axle swap and things like that is just too far for me what I want to do. Now, I'm sure a few of you folks are familiar with the Dodge Ram I've been working on this channel for a long time. I'm kind of looking at this to become an overlanding type vehicle like that, a long range off-road camping type vehicle. But once I got it here and just really kind of fell in love with driving it and just tinkering on it, I'll bring you into the garage here in a second and show you a few really cool tips that I've learned and a new product I actually discovered in the cleaning process. If you guys have been in this channel for a while, I love cleaning stuff. I accidentally stumbled upon a new product that has made that an amazing process on this. Where does that go? So I haven't really done much to this thing other than just drive it and enjoy it. Now, the tires are completely worn out on the front of this thing. It's cords on that other side. I used a can of Fix-A-Flat. It got home, like this thing, this is what I was explaining in that video. If you haven't watched that video, watch that one of when I drove this thing home. Right straight from the guy's side yard in San Jose, checked some fluids, put some oil in it, and I just drove it the 350 miles back here down to LA. The thing was a trooper. Came back out the next morning, it had puked all of this power steering fluid out into the driveway and had a flat tire on the side that's just cords. It's kind of amazing to me that the car waited till the morning after the drive to do that. It's kind of a sign that this car wants to run. It just kind of endeared itself to me. So I'm like, all right, darn it, you know, I like the vehicle. I see the potential for the vehicle. It needs some love, it needs some help. It deserves it, let's do it. Now, you guys chime in what you guys think we should do to it. I'm, you know, in my head, I'm already online right now, just doing all kinds of searching and looking for wheels for the thing, figuring out what the next size tire we're gonna do to this thing, suspension, bumpers. I want a winch on this thing. I kind of want to make it, for sure, it's gonna be a camping rig. I'll bring you inside the back here. So much room for activities back there. So we'll go in and do that in a minute. But for right now, let me show you an interesting comparison. I'm gonna line these up wheel to wheel to show you the footprint of this Tahoe versus a Jeep JKU, a four-door Jeep. So what I'm trying to show, just basically, I mean, this is just rough measurements, but I'm gonna talk to you about a little bit about the actual detailed online measurements here. I went to edmunds.com and actually got the specs. So a JKU, what I have over there, standard stock wheelbase is 116 inches, and the Tahoe 4x4 that we have here, standard stock wheelbase is only 117.5 inches, so only an inch and a half longer wheelbase on the Tahoe versus the Jeep here. Now that's unique. That's something that kind of struck me as like, huh, that's pretty good. That means that, now obviously this one has a 4.5 inch lift. I mean, there's so much going on, 38 inch tires. The Tahoe here, on the other hand, is a whole other animal. There's a ton more overhang front and rear on the Tahoe. So it's actually a little bit longer vehicle-wise, but it's fascinating to me that it's not that much longer wheelbase-wise. Now, if you want to go bring the truck in, the truck is like 128 inch wheelbase. So it's substantially longer, and you'll notice that the rocker panels on the truck reflect a long breakover angle and no rocker protection. It's destroyed. So that is one of the fascinating aspects of turning the Tahoe into a kind of an off-road camping rig, is the fact that it's not that much bigger footprint-wise than the JK over there. Now here's another unique statistic about the footprint of the Tahoe versus the JK. Now it's about 74 inches wide outside to tire, and on this vehicle that's the edge of the body. So it's just like exactly what it appears. It's a giant square, giant brick. So 74 inches wide at the widest part of the tire. On the Jeep, let's do this. So 74 inches, I'm gonna just do, you know, like a quick eyeball measurement here. You tend to be pretty good with the ichrometer. Now, I'll just bring you guys in a second, but I'll show you. That 74 inches hits not even the middle of the tire on this side. From the outside there, it's here. 83 inches outside the tire on the JK as it sits. So substantially narrower footprint on the Tahoe. That to me is interesting as well. So I find that intriguing on trying to sneak this into the backcountry. All right, so let me show you one of the few things that I've done to this rig so far, and that's to start the cleanup process. I haven't really dug in. I'm hesitant to go all in on this thing for some reason, maybe because there's projects everywhere, but there's something really attractive about this. Now, this is the product that I just discovered, this Super Clean. Now, every once in a while you get emails from people that say, hey, try this stuff, we'll send it to you. I'm like, no, I'm good. This one got me. I said, send it. Instead of spraying like a gunk or an engine degreaser, I sprayed Super Clean. This is the foaming one. They sent 3 bottles. I used a different one on the inside, and it's cleaning the carpets like you wouldn't believe. And then this one did this. So I did my usual. So normally I would use like an engine degreaser, pressure washer, and then use the Toolbox Buddy. You guys have seen me use this stuff on the channel, on the truck and the Jeep, and how I keep all of my engine bays and all the running gear on my vehicles looking pretty darn fly. So change the engine degreaser up to the Super Clean. This stuff worked amazing. Just sprayed it down, pressure washed it, and then came in with the Toolbox Buddy to just give it a kind of a top coat, seal it, looking good, you know, and wow, the thing for 223,000 miles looks pretty good. I can't wait to get this thing up on jack stands and really look at the frame rails, but from the stuff that I've looked at, I don't think this has really been ever off-road. It just is road grime and years of hauling kids around San Jose. It's just in amazing condition. It's just been used, not really abused, as you can use that saying. So that's what we've done here. The engine bay looks amazing. It's got the traditional GM leaks, power steering fluid, and whatever else is going on up in here. The oil stuff kind of off of the front of the intake manifold kind of cleaned up really nice. I did put one of these, a bottle of the Lucas Oil power steering stop leak, and that has substantially slowed what used to be a giant puddle to a few drips underneath the vehicle. And then the only other thing mechanically I did was get up underneath the dash and cut about, what is this, 2 versions of alarms or theft prevention devices out from underneath the dash, cut that out, and then I put a door handle in this thing. And that was I think what sealed the deal. Putting I went to Pet Boys and bought one of those Dorman interior door handles because it was broken, and it was almost fun. No, it was actually fun. Pulling the door panel, putting that on was actually really enjoyable. So the inside was kind of skanky. It was the worst part of this vehicle on the way home. Carpets are really, really stained and gross. All of the plastic surfaces are just years of grime on them. And one of the cool things, it just didn't take that much, or it's not taking that much. I'm in the middle of it now of how to clean this. Let me bring you in and I'll show you how I'm cleaning some of these carpets out just to refresh them. I was gonna just strip them all out and replace them, but the cleaning is going pretty good. Watch this. All All right, so I got a couple of cool options from the Super Clean folks. I have the foaming, the regular, and then I have a wheel cleaner that I'm actually really looking forward to. There's a lot of old brake dust on these wheels. I don't really have a problem with brake dust with the Power Stop equipped vehicles, but my Mustang with the Willwood racy brakes, they get a lot. So I'm actually curious to try that. But so right now we'll try the regular on the skankiest of stains here. And I thought I was gonna have to like shampoo and get the wife's full tilt shampoo system out, but this is what I've been doing so far and it's worked really good. Check this out. So you spray it on there and then I get a brush and then just brush it in. And it even has been working on the dashboard in plastics. Like I'll show you some shots of what the dashboard in this thing looked like when I picked it up out of that guy's yard. Just keep things moist as you work here. Look, you can already see don't know where it goes. See, that's confusing to me. Look at that. It's gone. See? It's disappearing. That's almost scary because where does that go? I'm shocked. So that is like a huge score that literally just dropped into my email inbox. I'll put a link to this stuff in my Amazon store, because what the crud? It's making this really, really livable right off the bat with just a little bit of elbow grease. Look at that. That is like brand new looking. This is 26-year-old, tired old rig off a dude's side yard. $800 off of Craigslist. This is turning out to be a pretty enjoyable, pretty high reward vehicle. Oh man. Seriously, in my head, this is like a Rick and Morty episode where I spray this stuff on a stain and wipe it and it disappears and doesn't make sense. And then on the Jason in some alternate universe, it just appears in their vehicle, right? Sorry, other multi-dimensional other Jason. I'm glad it's not here. I'm glad you got to deal with it now. All right, so check this out. The back of this thing, since it was the family truckster, it has some pretty hilariously cool stuff back here under the seats. Back here you have your 1990s TV screens, and then VHS. Anybody? This is great. And then the multimedia display stuff. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of all of this stuff. CD changer. I don't even think I'm gonna keep that thing. It's pretty rad, but it just kind of goes to show you how this thing was used in its lifetime. How cool is that? This is how it's gonna live for me and Pinto to go camping. Ta-da! Pretty cool, right? All right, so I'm running 38s on the Jeep. These are what would be considered 31s. So like an upgrade is 32-inch, maybe 33s. What do you guys think we should do? I'm kind of leaning towards trying to figure out getting a 17-inch wheel. These are 16x7 wheels on this thing. I'm thinking of going to a 17x8.5 or 17x9 wheel, and then that way that's the wheel that will take this to wherever it goes. Like the Jeep and the truck both have 17-inch wheels. That's the wheel that I like. Both of those, that's a 37. And some of you astute viewers might have noticed that the truck has changed tires. I'm putting some miles on those before I actually shoot the video. But yes, I'm gone to the trail grapplers on the truck, and I'm about to do a full review. I wanted to get a couple of tanks of gas, 500 plus miles on that thing before I do the review. Spoiler alert, they're pretty rad. Anyway, 37s on the truck, 38s on the Jeep. It's looking like 35s on the Tahoe is as big as you really want to go. What do you guys think? Do I go 37s and a hacksaw to make this work? It kind of seems to be along the lines of what I do, but what do you guys think we should do with this thing? All right, let's go for a quick drive to finish this off. Just fires right up. Tired old thing, but seems to want to run at this point. Out we go. Hello, Jeep. Don't worry, we're not replacing the Jeep. Buckle up for safety. And let's go for a quick drive. So what I was mentioning earlier is that the footprint of this thing is just so nice to run around in. I actually really enjoy, it's easy to park, it's easy to drive around, it's really comfortable. I don't know a lot about the torsion bar style front suspension that's on this thing, and it's got leaf springs as well, so you know, it's gonna be a bit of a learning process for me, but I'm not scared. So that's the kind of the gist of it right now. It's just the fact that thing is just such a nice driver. Obviously, got to get a set of tires on this thing. What do you guys think? Somebody can help me out. I mean, these have been around a long time. What do you do first? Can I fit 35s on this without lifting it? Doesn't look like there's a lot of room. I'm not afraid to cut. I mean, geez, we bought this thing for 800 bucks, and that leads to another funny moment of every single upgrade I do to this thing is gonna like double my investment in it. So that's a funny thing to have to deal with, but yeah, the thing runs great, feels great. Like I was mentioning earlier, doing the work replacing the door handle on that thing was actually fun. The thing is enjoyable to work on, and that's a big deal. Look at that turning radius. It's crazy good. Okay, so here's the thought for the next couple of videos on this thing. We'll keep it simple. Definitely gonna need some wheels and tires. I've been looking around again, you guys can help chime off. I want 17-inch wheels. I'm looking at Silverado and Hummer H2 wheels. They're expensive, even used ones are like 180 bucks. Even at my local junkyard. So we'll do some wheels and tires. I'll do a full fluid change on this thing. We'll do oil, transmission, differentials, transfer case, and you know, just kind of double check all that stuff. I don't think it's gonna need much. I might do a little tune up on it and just enjoy it, just drive it. I'm gonna kind of follow the upgrade plan that I did on the Jeep. It's kind of gonna go just like that. I think what I'll do is we'll do tires, wheels, tires, get it kind of tuned up and running, and then a winch bumper. Just because I go often a lot out off-roading alone, we'll do a winch bumper on the thing. So that seems like an important item to kind of sort out. Speaking of off-roading, I don't know if the four-wheel drive works on this thing. So let's head over to this little dirt hill that I like to climb and put it in four-wheel drive and see what happens. Probably shred a front tire is what's gonna happen, but let's go try. All right, so we'll just go right on up to this little hill here that I kind of use as a test hill, and let's put it in four-wheel drive. So it has a cool little shifter down here on the floor. So we'll go right to 4 low first. Okay, I heard it shift, go into drive, and okay, it's definitely in low range. Let's see if it's in four-wheel drive low range. We'll head on up this hill. We don't seem to be in four-wheel drive. Oh, that's a bummer. All right. So that is a strike one. So let's see if we can try. So no four-wheel drive in 4 low. Let's go into four-wheel drive high for Hill Killer. Let's see what we get. Yeah, we burned that. Let's head on up. All right, so we do have four-wheel drive. In high. I wonder what that is. I'll bet you something's going on with the shifter and the front axle disconnect, but there you go. We just climbed that cool little hill there. Piece of cake. I think that's a sign that this is gonna be a rad four-wheel drive. Didn't even think twice about that little hill. We didn't rip our front tire off. I think it's gonna be a great vehicle. And now that I've got the interior all cleaned out, I'm really thrilled with how clean, the super clean, got the inside of this thing. Really pleased. It's ready for camping. I would just sleep right on, I'd put a mat down and sleep right on the carpet in this thing. It's ready to rock. I love it. So I'm definitely digging the Tahoe. It just happens. Sometimes a project just falls right into your lap, and this one did, and boy, I love it. It's kind of getting after it here. Well, that was a very successful first little romp out here in the dirt. Welcome to the new AutoEdits Tahoe project. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, enjoy your drive.